I would like to encourage you guys to go and visit my friend, Pastor Donnie Dickens, his YouTube channel, Country Homestead Preacher. I honestly believe you'll find much profit to glean from his channel, from his 10 minutes in the Word that he does every day at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And he posts his Lord's Day sermons on his channel as well. I believe you'll benefit from it greatly. But Pastor Dickens has recently been in the book of Galatians in his 10 minutes in the Word that he does daily, he's been talking about the authentic conversion of the Apostle Paul, the nature of the revelation from Christ given to the Apostle Paul, who, before he was the Apostle Paul, he was a Torah scholar. He was the mob boss of persecuting Christians, and he was converted by Christ himself. He changed that stony heart of Paul. If anybody can be turned in and made into a new creature in Christ, Paul had that done to him. Anybody can be turned and changed into a new creature, providing that you seek the face of Christ and submit yourself into total submission to his way, not our way of the flesh. But there's a pastor in the Orthodox Presbyterian Church named Lowell Ivy. He's the pastor of Virginia Beach Orthodox Presbyterian Church. And Pastor Ivy was in the Army and went AWOL at a young age. Was on the run for several years. Ended up hooking up with a bunch of bandits, a bunch of outlaws, out robbing restaurants and hotels. Till one night, they robbed a Pizza Hut. Well, when they came out with that loot, with that money, he and his gang ran into a bunch of police officers that arrested him. Hey, Ashley. And he was sentenced to 17 years in prison. And while Pastor Lowell Ivy was in prison, he joined a white supremacist gang, joined the white supremacists, and he ended up in solitary confinement for attempting to stab a black man. Ended up in solitary confinement. Ended up from wrist to shoulder with tattoos. He looked the part, and he was the part of a white supremacist. And he started listening to radio shows in his prison cell. He started coming across some frequent airings of R.C. Sproul on the radio. He was listening to R.C. Sproul's exposition on Romans 9. Shortly after being engaged in these radio broadcasts by Ligonier Ministries, he asked his grandmother to mail him a Bible, and she did. She mailed him the Geneva Study Bible into his prison cell. And after he developed a passion for studying the scriptures, and upon his release from prison, well, he enrolled in Greenville Theological Seminary and later graduated. And he's now the pastor of Virginia Beach Orthodox Presbyterian Church. So Christ took this man that was a thief. He looked the part with the tattoos. He acted the part by his actions of being a thief. And by listening to radio broadcasts on Christian radio, that gave him the instinct to want to search it further. And he did. And through reading the scriptures from that Geneva Study Bible his grandmother mailed him, he developed a passion. God changed that heart. And he developed a passion for wanting to preach the word. And like I said, after 17 years in prison, he enrolled into Greenville Seminary. And he came out a good one. I listen to his sermons quite often. You can go to Sermon Audio and just type in Lowell Ivey, Lowell Ivey, I-V-E-Y. I'm not saying I agree with everything he says, especially his eschatology, but the gospel he preaches is very beneficial. So I encourage you to go over and check out Country Homestead Preacher and listen to his run through on the book of Galatians. He's in Galatians chapter 1 now, and I believe tomorrow he'll be starting verse 8 or 9. Yeah, it is a wonderful testimony, Ashley. How you doing, Pastor? Yeah, I just got through saying what I was going to say today, and it's getting kind of dark, and I left my eyeglasses on my work desk, so I don't have any glasses, and it's getting kind of dark. I don't want to get too distracted. Well, that's good. I'm glad to have you here, Tinker's wife. So that's all I have for today, because I need to focus on the road without my glasses, but I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Until next time.